Rock music is, to a degree, for the people that don't necessarily have a voice or aren't necessarily accepted. It could be, this is how I want to identify with myself and my own feelings. It's a different thing. That's not about mass production or mass appeal.
Most people who really do music because they love it, they don't really do it for other people. They do it for themselves. There's always going to be people that are inspired by music that I make if I'm inspired to do it.
They're kind of reacting to you, and you're reacting to them.
Evoking images or feelings in them and allowing them to kind of feel something in their story.
That sort of emotional reaction, it sort of takes off on its own.
Chris Cornell is one of rock music's most iconic voices. From his early days in Soundgarden to the supergroup Temple of the Dog, his explosive tenure with Audioslave, and his equally remarkable solo career, Cornell left an indelible mark on the music world. With his powerful vocals and soulful lyrics, he helped define the grunge movement of the 90s. Throughout his career, he achieved remarkable milestones, including countless chart-charting hits, numerous Grammy Awards, and a spot on Rolling Stone's list of the greatest singers of all time. While many can attribute his success just to his charisma as a performer, diving deeper into Chris's life, you can find that there's an intellect that is often overlooked. His views on religion are not only thought-provoking, but they add an entirely new dimension to Chris's persona.
There's religion, or at least religious associations in a lot of your music, and I'm curious to know, having that been your past, where are you at now with regard to religion?
I don't follow any particular one. I don't think there really is any particular thought or book or ideal to me that completely resonates with me. I think that there are a lot of really cool ideas in a lot of different kinds of religions. And then there's a lot of it that I don't agree with, and there's a lot of superstition. And, ultimately, I think I'm just sort of a free thinker, and I'm kind of open. I feel like we sort of focus on right ways and wrong ways too much. And I think it's, in a sense, sort of scary to just be born and live life. And I understand the idea of kind of grasping onto a particular thought of wanting to kind of feel like you somehow have a handle on the unknown. But you know what? The unknown is the unknown.
Yeah.
And also at this point in time and looking from this point back, so many bad things as well as good things have happened based on people just sort of blindly following religion, that I kind of feel like I want to stay away from any type of specific denomination or any religion, period, if for no other reason than just that. I don't want to be involved with anything or condone any school of thought that at some point and in some way causes the death of innocent people or tragedies that just are where an initial fantastic idea is distorted. Like the life, for example, of Jesus is well documented. It's corroborated by different people who had different backgrounds and different levels of education, and they wrote about it. We know this guy existed, and we know pretty much what he said, and it was pretty simple. Everything from that point on, in terms of wars and fighting over land and territory and religious things, none of that was ever included in anything he said. His message was pretty simple. It's like, be really nice to each other and everything will be okay.
Chris notes the historical accuracy of at least some sort of Jesus figure. As he indicated, though, his views on religion are complex. Let's zoom in on his views on Christianity, specifically the institution of the Catholic Church.
As far as Catholicism, I reject it. Not entirely. I think there's some little things they do here and there that are cool, but I also think that they take a lot of money from people that don't have it, and they put their people up in nice places. If you the book Lust for Life, which is about Vincent van Gogh, he became a missionary for a while, and he worked with these people that were coal miners, and these people were going down into mines and dying daily, and people were starving to death, and so he started living with them and working with them, and the church came to him and said, no, you can't do that. It's not dignified for a priest. You have to sit in there, and when we bring you food, you eat big meals, you get fat, you sleep on a nice bed, and you don't get dirty, and you don't, you can help them out by going and saying, God will save you. See, I'm going to go have a snack. And that's kind of the way that they think. And I don't like that.
The example he uses from the book Lust for Life to reinforce his views on Catholicism is quite straightforward. Veering in a more abstract direction, he blurs the lines between imagination and the waking world with his captivating thoughts on the realms of dreams and reality.
Do you think dreams and reality are in the same dimension?
I've put a lot of thought into that because I have weird dreams, sometimes extremely vivid dreams. Sometimes I'm not really sure of which is what. I couldn't really define the multi-dimensions. All I can say is, like, you know, if you're in a dream and you're having that experience, it's as real as when you're not. It's like someone trying to describe that life as it is now, as we're sitting here talking, is an illusion. And yet if I took an ice pick and stuck it through your hand, it'd be a pretty goddamn believable illusion. So let's just assume it's not an illusion, because there's a lot of reality happening, you know. Whether it's a moment and there's another picture, and that's probably, I guess, the closest thing to what I believe, is that our experience here is just sort of intrinsically here and earthly, and whatever else is going on, nobody knows, and probably has very little resemblance or really any very little relationship to what is going on here. For example, if we were both dead and spirits or balls of light hovering in the room, we wouldn't need to communicate with words. We wouldn't have to have any of the knowledge that you need to function in a conscious state in the world. We wouldn't need to know about electricity. We wouldn't need to know how to open or close a door, start a car, how to drive, how to follow directions to get where we're going. The more you think about it, with the exception of actual mysticism or religion, everything that occupies our thoughts is earthly. And if we're not in an earthly place, then suddenly the whole earthly kind of experience becomes this very specific thing that death probably wouldn't need to include any of.
His views on dreams and actuality remind me of this quote from Like a Stone by Audioslave. "For all that I've blessed and all that I've wronged, in dreams until my death I will wander on." Chris wrote music for over 3 decades, and it is clear that his ideological outlooks have influenced his lyrics. It must be assuring for him to know that his work has had immense impact on fans' lives.
Nothing has ever replaced that feeling that I've gotten from being able to write and record a song. And it might sound sort of corny saying it, but to be able to write a song and also to be able to share it with people and have someone from some other part of the world, now it can be on the internet, saying, like, this song changed my life, or I have people who have become friends who went through horrible family tragedies and listened to songs that I wrote that somehow helped them get through it. I don't know how, but somehow. That is like a gift that is so beyond anything. Like if someone wanted to just gift me the Taj Mahal, this is going to be yours now, that wouldn't mean as much to me as what it feels like to write and create music and be able to share it. It's the one thing that no one can really take away, I suppose, from me. Like, I don't have to go through anybody else, and the only way anyone can get that is like from me.
Unlike other successful artists, Chris wrote and performed music for the sheer sake of the process, embracing the moment rather than trying to get somewhere.
You know, from day to day, week to week, month to month, I feel like I'm living a life that is sort of changing, and I'm not really worried about the trajectory of it. I just want to be living it. If I feel inspired to do something musically in the moment, then I'm going to want to go do it, and I am going to go do it. And I'm also going to go do it knowing there's another thing past that. It's kind of sad for me, but I've noticed that throughout the years, being lucky enough to be successful in music, I've seen and met and known a lot of other musicians and people in bands who were lucky as well to be successful in music. And noticed there being kind of a finish line mentality, like there would be with any other type of a business. Like, well, we just point of success where I don't have to worry about, I own my home, I have enough money in the bank I can live off of the rest of my life. I'm finished. I'm done now. And if I get bored in 5 years, I can make a record, and that kind of thing. For me, none of that has ever really kind of made sense to me. To me, making music, writing songs, recording albums, touring, playing. That is life. That's not something that I do in life when I get a chance to do it. That and my family all intertwined is what living is.
And he used his life to spread his music across the planet. Driven to expand the boundaries of his world, he was sure to play shows in every corner of the earth.
Will we ever get a chance to see Chris Cornell in a place like Pakistan?
I sure hope so. I have conversations all the time about making my world, and this is my quote, making my world bigger. It ends up being like a matter of corporate affiliations and things like that. Like, how can I afford to take my band, all my equipment and everything that I need to go perform, and take it to all the places in the world that I want to take it? Because that costs money. And it's not even about making money, it's about just being able to afford to do it and finding the right opportunities and putting all that together in a way that makes sense where it's actually possible, and that's all it is. I think playing Cuba really sort of changed my life in that I realized awesome that I'm playing in front of all of these people who have never really been able to see an outdoor rock event ever. It was sort of billed as the first American rock band to play Cuba, but realistically, we were one of the only ones to ever play. In spite of the fact that the Rolling Stones, for example, without any political problems, could walk in and play a show there anytime they want. It costs you money, you have to pay for it, but a successful group that can afford it should be able to do it if they're not American. And even we proved that Americans can do it if you really, have enough people behind you helping you. But there is an audience that can't see every rock band they want. They can't even go buy the CD if they want. And that sort of, it moved me and made me realize that I want to be able to play for everybody that I can in the world that is going to be a fan of the music that I do, and make my world as big as it can possibly make it.
And that's exactly what he did until his death in 2017. Rest in peace, Chris. Your passion and legacy continues to live throughout the timeless power of your music.